Hello, everybody. Welcome to Materia D&D, where we play D&D our way, and we are on session 158,
Yep.
where we pick up the Crass Menagerie story after their time spent in a sculpted dimension, a place that they stumbled upon by taking a leap to a waterfall that had no end, falling endlessly down and down. The menagerie did land into a demi-plane of sorts, where they found themselves uh, in front of a 3,000 or more foot tall, elegantly sculpted um, tower made of essentially the equivalent of Roman cement, uh, and that was just exquisitely detailed and ostentatious and impossible to really grasp, uh, consisting of 11 towers that eventually reached and merged into one towards the apex. While they were in the tower, uh, or in the space, Rock's companion from his past, a tabaxi that goes by the name of Caden, manifested. This is some individual that Rock has had some interactions throughout our story, but they've never physically manifested before. But they were able to interact, and they did not know what was going on. However, they did not hinder the party. They seemingly helped where they could, completing some of Rock's spells for him at some point. Uh, Within the tower, they came in contact with a large 25 foot construct that was in the form of a man, seemingly elven question mark, human question mark, half elven, kind of hard, but again, details in the sculpting were realistic. However, it was still made of the same material. It did recognize an object that the menagerie was they up literally ago, and or at least in real time, and the key was their access to the rest of the tower. Seeing that it was an object that was created by an individual that went by the title of the Hendecolite, the creator of this place, and in fact, that is the imprinted conscious of the Hendecolite inside of this sculpted construct. Uh, that it gave the menagerie reign of the tower, answering questions, giving them some backstory, and moving them around. However, it did at one point cease to function properly because of a inquiry that didn't make sense based on the conscious that has been imprinted on it. Some insight was done by the menagerie, and it does appear that the individual that created all of this either was so arrogant or so powerful or in a league of their own that the concept of them failing or losing was impossible for them to grasp. So the idea to the constructs and the individuals on this plane that you are not supposed to be here, you are not given this access key, is an impossibility. So therefore, the menagerie again was able to do as they essentially wanted to within safety restrictions. Towards the end of the session, the menagerie did observe the sculpted construct being repaired in a chamber where there were thousands upon thousands of much smaller, almost like human-sized constructs, uh, just stored away in rows and rows like terracotta soldiers. There were a few active ones working on said sculpted construct. And as mentioned, the menagerie saw them bring it back into functioning state, where it then addressed the menagerie once again, who wished to vacate this demi-plane, and it brought them to the apex of the towers, where they were in now a crystalline-like room. The floor was still made of the same sculpted cement. However, the rest of the room was a broken, shattered crystal mirror-like uh, expanse where in front of them there was the pierced veil, which was flanked on each side by two statues, keeping the veil open, and that would return them to the material plane, aka home. Below them, they said there was a large symbol on the ground, akin to like a teleportation circle or so. That one of the symbols, and that symbol matched one of the 11 on the key. And then there was five others symbols and markings on the left-hand side and five others on the right side, which all corresponded with a different symbol on said key. They were given information that this was a transport nexus, a veiled nexus, however you want to look at it, that interconnected. It was a network. It interconnected this location with 10 others and apparently an exit to the material. Uh, the menagerie decided to take a little gander at some of the symbols. Al did a roll number 7, so I knew what that meant, and he approached one of the doors, air quotes, drew the symbol, and then Rock approached to take a kind of look, and it seemed to react to the key, where the shatteredness of the crystals began to become clear, and they merged into like a flat sheet of almost like a mirror like, and then almost like a droplet of water hitting it, a ripple effect appeared, and then the gate opened, and on the other side they saw fiery ruins, smoky, deep, deep smoky environment, almost like it reminded them kind of like a maybe a fairy tale, not a fairy tale, yeah, a depiction uh, of like a story about like a hellscape or so. However, this portal was unstable and it began to undulate and warp, and as if to lose stability, it actually was able to lash out in a way, and as the sculpted uh, con- construct, sculpted echo, excuse me, uh, indicated that there was a anomaly. Said anomaly struck Rock and Pebble, and they were both ripped through the portal and flung violently into what they were seeing. And then the rest of the menagerie decided to follow suit, where the menagerie were all thrown viciously in a small space within these ruins. Entering these ruins on the other side, there was a brief glimpse where this bead, this marble that was floating, began very rapidly powered down and then dunk, 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 and fell to the ground. Where when the menagerie gained their bearings, Pebble was gone and Loon was gone, seemingly to the impacts. Caden was still there, reached out to help Rock get on his feet when oh shit was muttered, and the menagerie were not nearly as surrounded as they possibly could have been by hellhounds, and had to deal with an alpha and a few of its packmates. They dispatched of it fairly easily. One of the hellhounds, knowing the terrain much better than the newly arriving menagerie, dashed away. Karos was unable to survival check to find it, and as Caden faded, he handed Rock an egg of Pebble, telling it to give it an hour, and we pick up our story with the Crass Menagerie recently drenched by a conjure water spell to ignite liquid flames on them, or to extinguish liquid flames on them. A wrapped up, smoldering corpse of a hellhound that's been butchered, another one that's been pummeled to death, and another one that's been pummeled to death. And we pick up our story in this, I'm going to use the air quotes, hellscape. Let me put Cade in the GM layer. Any questions, or did I miss anything?
So what's Al
I guess the other
casting? I forgot.
I've,
Al.
I've got a
Go ahead.
piece of parchment with the central sigil. We were standing on it in the previous room before the portal. So I'm tracing that same circle on the ground with chalk.
Yep, gotcha.
We're trying
Clear
to go
magic
back
chalk.
to the Nexus place then? Is that what we're doing?
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't want to try any of the other ones. It didn't work.
Well, yeah, the other option would have been Court of Stars, but right. I think that's the only two you know then, right, Al?
Uh, I do know the sigil for that one. That's right. Ben says some stuff about extraplanar.
But yeah, he has plane
The
shift.
only
Oh,
two
the
that I'm
planes
aware of.
matter.
And if
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember correctly, one of the last things we did, we heard additional like canine footsteps, yeah, and howling. That's
You heard
right.
howling in the
Yeah,
back.
the
Yeah. So
distance.
yeah, and because of these ruins, and again, the battle map again is inspiration. It's not to this shape, just so I had something for you guys to fight on. There's rubble and ruins. There's pieces of wall still standing, and pieces of wall just falling in on itself. There's parts of the ceiling that look stable, and other parts that look unstable. You're in this like, chamber that seems to be. I'll just give it to you. It seems to be like a similar teleportation hub, perhaps, um, as in the previous sculpted dimension. However, it is obviously different in aesthetics, as there seems to only be like no other gates around, or it's very, you're not in a crystalline room, you're in a broken
Right.
rubble essentially. Um, as you are standing and you have like a moment to kind of, you know, let the adrenaline pass of being ambushed, it's fairly warm here, not scorching, but it is hot, especially compared to a well-regulated and climate-controlled sculpted dimension that you were just in. Uh, it's very, it's rather uncomfortable here, and you know, as you're breathing, you feel like a tingling on in the back of your throat from the perhaps particulate or other things in the air. And yes, the background is definitely.
Okay. Yeah, Davis will just stand watch over Al.
We gotta go. We gotta hurry. Whatever we're doing.
Al's in a bit of a huff. He's drawing quickly. He's like, so this usually only works on the same plane. We don't know where we are right now, but the key supposedly a key. I'm hoping that maybe location too. I'm hoping that helps in some way. But we do need a backup plan if this doesn't work.
Yeah, he's got plane
Okay.
shift. Yeah. Which I guess theoretically, if your thing fails, then we would know we're on another plane and plane shift should work.
hmm And Al's just like
So
walking, facing the ground, drawing a circle.
Yep.
How long is that gonna take you, Al?
Usually less than a minute. I'm not too familiar with this one though.
It's so just checking out, just because you still have chalk, the appropriate chalk that's infused with gold or with 50 GP worth of gems and everything.
I believe so.
Okay, just making sure you're tracking it. That's all. I know you had some. I don't know how much you've used. So
Don't know that I ever wrote it down. I just remember Dregnar gave me a.
I mean,
Thank you
we've
for
never
sharing
used
that.
it. If you got some, we've never used teleportation circle, right? Have we? Oh no, we did use it to transport those people
we,
back. That's
we
right.
did use it.
And then a couple of
So
practice runs on the ride up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say just for like you're probably running low. You're probably about 2 uses of that chalk left if you don't have anything written down.
Perfect. I'll write that down.
I still have the jar of goo that can be used for a lot of things.
The
Can I
blood
use
money
for
pot.
that? Yeah.
Well, understand, yeah, that can be used for anything.
Yeah. So
If
we
it-
have that too as a backup if we need. But I mean, chalk away, my friend.
Nice.
I'm glad you remember the
I
pot.
mean, since we don't have that much time. Oh, why am I moving everybody? I'm gonna wander around and just see if there's anything anywhere.
Okay. So again, on the battle map, as you don't use it as an analog, but yeah. So as you're wandering around, what are you looking for? Or what are you just trying to see? Or
Oh, knickknacks, doodads, weird things, weird
uh,
writings, something pretty
sure.
to draw.
Give me an investigation check.
Rock,
then.
make it quick. This won't take long.
Yeah.
It's about a
I got
minute
it.
or so.
Oh, wait, investigate. Oh, well, I only rolled a 2, but 16.
16. So yeah, you definitely got a jarring entry here. It there's not much. There's not too much. There's hellhounds, which that their teeth and fangs can be harvested, and they can be used as you used one previously to forge a prison for a soul. Um, their bodies are extremely hot, so be careful doing that. Other around here, 16, you're definitely like in a similar kind of teleportation area or uh, a means to retrieve travelers. The central symbol uh, seems to be missing or maybe damaged or scuffed. And as you kind of look up, you see that, oh, it was on the ceiling, but it is not intact. Uh, and as you're kind of looking around very quickly, you're realizing that like it's you're able to kind of see outside of this area and you're able to like kind of look out in the distance and you do see that essentially very little light makes it through this ever-present uh, smog or so that just seems to blot out the sky. You do see crackles of energy being released uh, from this phenomenon that seems to be, entirely encompassing. Uh, yeah, so you're able to see outside, and you can see that the environment is not very pleasant, sustainable, oddly kind of familiar.
Okay. Is anybody stealing teeth?
Ben
Doesn't
will
seem like
say
anybody's grabbing teeth.
no. Why
Yeah,
teeth?
I'll grab Ben and be like, hey, let's grab some teeth before we get out of here.
Okay.
I went over there
Oh,
with Ben.
so yeah. So Ben looks at you and says, "What do?" And he reaches down and tries to pry the mouth open. Kind of hot. So
Yeah, I'll get them. I got this cloak, kind of out of the hot stuff. I'll hand them to you, and I shall try to
okay.
pull something.
You can give me a Arcana check or a medicine check. Different DCs depending on what you're doing. What's everyone else doing? So Davis is standing guard.
That's a natural 20.
Okay.
No,
Nice.
and Arcana. Rock always does it.
Okay. And you're doing it from the alpha, the big boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
34.
yeah. So as Ben is kind of helping keep the mouth pried open, its jaw surprisingly not that lax for something that's been dead, but it's not necessarily a natural being. You see that Ben's gloves from his armor are starting to, kind of singe and get darkened from the soot that's building up from the intense heat. And you manage to kind of reach in there, avoiding any real damage to yourself, likely also benefiting from the thermal rider's cloak. With a natural 20, yeah, you managed to remove the two top canines and the bottom matching pair expertly, and they are large. They are at least the size of like your standard dagger each,
Cool.
and they are glowing red hot.
Oh. Okay. What can I put them in?
So yeah, you're taking them out and you're basically like dropping them because they are just like
Yeah. Hey, anybody got anything that can hold hot stuff? Anybody? That's not Al?
Oh, hold hot sauce.
Teeth. Hot teeth. Got some teeth here. Very hot.
Oh,
Don't move.
I don't think I have anything.
Who's got the bag of holding?
You have a bag of devouring, and I think Al has the bag of
Yeah.
yourself holding.
Yes.
Yeah, hey, can someone bring the bag of holding?
I will like one-handed take it off and just drop it on the floor. keep tracing.
Cielo will pick it up and just like run over there to.
Back just
Don't give him a regular
disappeared.
glass bottle. It'll explode.
You're never getting that back, Al. So y'all
God.
got it now.
Damn it!
I don't want to hold it.
Al stops for a second, stands up, hands on his hips, like, "You serious? Are you serious right now?" Smiles and goes back to it.
This is not the place or the time to have this argument. We need to get out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, hold the bag open, and I'm gonna try and wrap my hand, the cloak kind of around my hands, and try and just like scoop and push into the bag.
Okay, I'll allow you not to. Yeah, your natural 20 will carry over, and you're able to huck it and land it into the bag. So yeah, whoever's got control of the bag, I guess, or if you can put 4 Hellhound Alpha fangs, I guess, and you can say retrieved by Rock or something, scavenged by Rock.
That was
Ju-
4 Hellhound thing.
Alpha, yeah, Alpha. It's different than just a Hellhound.
Okay.
Is the big one, and they're like I said, they are the size of like daggers each. They're big.
Gotcha.
Hey, Mr. Jones. Oh, hi.
Next
You
person that
forgot
gets their
me.
hand in the bag of holding is gonna have a surprise. Get it toasted.
Love a good trapped
Uh,
bag.
So a slight delay to the casting of the spell, but noted. Al, you continue drawing your circle with the mathematical glyph as needed. Uh, is there a verbal component? There is. Okay, got it. Um, you're getting ready. The circle is getting fixed, and you're starting to like reiterate the phrases to yourself, like saying it over and over again. What's everyone else doing? You got about 15, 18 seconds, I guess 3 rounds before he's done.
Mm,
Just watching. Looking out.
Hey, Dave, so you can give me a perception check as you're
Yep.
looking out.
Scuff the marks.
14. Or no, sorry,
Said not to
12.
step on it.
So
12.
you sabotage the
Yeah,
Dave's.
exactly. Just
Alright.
like.
Well,
Doo-doo-doo.
yeah, kind of similar to what description I was giving to Rock. However, you guys are actually perceiving, not investigating. So you do see that this complex likely was something much larger. You're like in a moderate-sized room that is connected to many other chambers. However, most of this is still in ruins. Um, Karos with the 14, there is definite familiarity here. Um, you guys have not been here, but you've been close to this location before. As when you're looking up through like the broken ceiling, you see the smog cloud-like formation, and you've seen this from a distance, and you've seen these creatures before, and you've narrowly escaped a scenario being surrounded by these creatures before. So you're much deeper into somewhere where you guys potentially could have gone before. And then Al, as you're starting to complete the circle, you see that the the final link is made within, the spell, and it does begin to start to thrum with that magic.
Guys,
You guys
guys,
have about
guys. Some circle up.
Ben will help Rock and kind of move Rock and Cielo over. All right, Al, what you doing? You there, Al? You might be muted.
Oh, yeah, I was muted.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, I hope there's like some kind of last I can like hold the actual execution of the spell once it's
Sure.
complete.
Yeah. To a role play advantage, sure, but not to a mechanical. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'd stand just about at the edge of it, try and hold it, make sure everybody else is nearby. Everybody ready?
All present and accounted for.
We're taking a look before we jump in. Don't go unless I give the word. And I'll release and allow it to finish.
So as you say the little last bit of the incantation, can you give me a spell casting check? So 10 plus proficiency plus charisma mod.
8 plus proficiency plus
Yes.
charisma mod?
That's this DC.
Sorry,
So,
8. Yes. No.
so D20
Yes.
plus
Sorry,
10?
8. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you're 5 and 5. So.
And no, and yeah, and Davis, no, it's the same as like a counter spell or.
Oh,
something
never
of
mind.
some
Yeah,
sort.
you're doing a check, not a DC. Sorry. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. 27.
Okay. So as as you begin to finish off the spell, you realize that that's kind of hard. This environment's not very conducive to casting. The smog, the atmosphere, that tickle turns into like a burning sensation, and the glyph begins to thrum with power, and you kind of close your eyes expecting to just be sent, and you hear this additional other source of power, and you all kind of look over because you kind of expecting to be shunted out and or jaunted away from here, and this little sphere that was like on the ground begins to crackle and begins to like levitate. And Al, as you see this, it pulses and it ding 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 falls, and you guys get pushed out of the circle, and the circle gets erased. Well, the circle itself doesn't get erased, but you guys get pushed out of the circle. And as you fall back, you look, the circle never finished casting.
Okay.
Like you finished it, but it never worked.
I never expended my
And
energy for it.
mm,
Okay, we'll go over that
you
later.
no. So you went through the process. It glue. It should have opened. Something kept it from opening.
Okay, so it's
And
just that final act of pulling the trigger. That's the only bit that didn't. Okay,
oh yeah, glue. Sorry.
I'll take it.
Yes. So but yeah, like, and then like you all are kind of just not as violently as like when you guys arrived here, but kind of shoved about 10 feet from the center of the circle, and then this little marble dink, 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 just rolls.
But
Damn it! What the
What?
hell is that?
did you mess it up?
No, did you see the? I'll walk over to it and point to it without picking it up. This
I
little
definitely
piece of
didn't see it.
shit.
So about that second option. How are we gonna get out of here now?
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
Ben,
lightly tap the marble with my nail, see if it'll roll it or zap me or
Yeah.
something.
No. You touch this. Yeah. So Al, it's this. Oh, that's what I closed. Okay, now I know what I accidentally closed. I was trying to figure out what did I close. This is the descriptor of this thing. Okay, now I found it. All right, give me a second. E. But it is a marble, essentially. It's nothing too grandiose. Come on, you can find it. There it is. Um, yeah. So it's this agate-like sphere that has like this repetitive vortex patterning inside of it. It's actually really beautiful and mesmerizing to look at, though it is definitely covered in this soot and smut of this area. You do see that it still slightly kind of pulses with some power, super faint. It looks like it's petering out. Uh, Definitely, from what you saw, something magical.
Can I hold it?
Yeah, you can reach out, you grab it. It's the size of like I don't know, like one of those like medium-sized jawbreakers.
Ooh. I put it in my mouth. No.
Eat it.
Um, does the
Tastes like
does this
dirt.
my favorite flavor? Does the circle look salvageable?
No, yeah, the circle itself,
We were just pushed. The circle still.
you were pushed. Yes. So the energy built up, and then as the energy built up, it failed, and the feedback loop shoved y'all out of the circle.
Okay. Then I will speak up. One more try. One more try. Rock. Then I'll
Okay.
toss the marble at him. Can you put that in the bag?
I might
Yeah.
buy my hungry bag because Cielo's got the other bag.
Toss it to him. That might come in handy. I just can't have it getting in the way
Yeah.
again.
Oh yeah, sure. And I hold it open, just like I was
fuck.
hoping
Number
it was
3.
open
Catch it.
for the teeth.
Oh, I don't know how far away you are from me. Definitely just throw it in.
Yeah,
Oh,
throw it in.
He's 10 feet. You got it. You got it.
Basketball that
alright.
shit.
Everybody's
Do I
watching
need
you.
some sort of throw for a 10-foot throw into a bag, Adam?
I
If
also
you
just-
want to, you can. You don't need it.
I mean,
It's easy
Cielo's so nimble, he'll just fucking fix the bag.
Yeah, that's
like, if
true.
you miss, he'll just be like, whoop.
Oh,
I'm not.
True.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
know
say
what-
like
you know what?
sometimes.
Just for curiosity, I want to see if I throw good or if Cielo has to correct for me.
Sure.
Let's
I
do it.
rolled a 10, so
Ah.
I'm not very dexterous.
What
So
is this,
definitely-
acrobatics or athletics?
Whatever.
Uh,
It would be.
Whatever.
athletics for me, so 11.
I mean, yeah, the DC would be 10 just to toss an object to somebody.
Yeah.
It's not hard. So
Yeah.
And
There we go.
Cielo's DC to catch it
Sorry
would
to
be
take away your
unfailable.
yeah,
It's just
sorry.
subconscious. He just reaches a hand out. It's there.
Yeah, it's like you live in a Newtonian physics. Your brain is a Newtonian computer. It just knows where to put the hand to catch it. It's like whonk, easy.
He's a learning machine.
Yeah.
Probably not complaints for jokes, but I really am not that good at sports. I promise.
I call he's on my team. I'll and I'll try and recite like the last, I don't know, 6 seconds, the last couple lines of the
The spell. Yeah, yeah.
teleportation spell.
So,
See if I can
uh,
recuperate it.
Okay, so as you try to recover it, another spellcasting check, please. As you start to feel that tingle turn into a
What's
burning
Rock's
sensation.
importance today? Oh, never mind.
Do I want to lucky that? Not a high chance of being better. I have the luckies. I may as well. I'll burn one.
Love to see it.
Nice. Same. The
Yeah,
fate said,
so
"Fuck
again-
you." Go on.
Oh yeah, the fate did say fuck you. I can't tell you how often that happens.
About 1 in 20.
So yeah, but it feels again, it's confirmation bias. I know,
Yeah.
yes, but it feels like it's confirmation bias. But it's like you see it and it's like I rolled the same thing again. God, that happens like half the time. What's going on here? But yeah, so Al, everyone kind of gathers back around you. It seems like the circle itself isn't damaged. The chalk wasn't necessarily burnt away. You begin to recant the last few verses, and you push through that burning, like it stinging sensation in the back of your throat, and it thrums and dissipates. It's even less of a oomph than last time, and you do expend the spell slot.
Nope. No, it's shot. I don't think we're on the same plane. That felt different than usual. Didn't
Give
go
me
through
an
like it usually does.
Arcana check if you want to.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna hand you back the bag.
Oh, thank you. Never thought I was gonna see that again.
So the marble is in the bag. The teeth are in the bag, right? 12. Yeah, maybe you're on a different plane. It's a little weird.
I guess I wouldn't know what that feels like. Just like it feels different. Very,
Yeah,
very
I mean-
I
burny.
mean, we would know what that feels like. We have been on other planets.
Well, with the circle, I'm like trying to.
Yeah,
Channel.
fair.
Yeah, and you're not. Well, I mean, you know the spell. Okay, so but no, the DC on that would have been 10 plus 5. Yeah, so yeah, you're not entirely sure. Yeah,
Was it
not entirely sure.
Was it Cielo or Karos last time said like, does it smell like the materia plane? And we're like, what? Did you do that?
Someone said that. Yeah.
I think that was me.
Sounds like Cielo.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Sounds like Zilla.
I will throw his hands up. Ben, I think we need plan B. You said you have something to help us?
Yeah, somebody said something about Plan B. What is it?
Yeah, Ben
We
has
need to
plane
get the
shifts.
fuck out of here.
Ben will say,
Hold hands.
hold hands.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think we still have the bond going, or did it like just end?
It, sure, we'll say it's still going for a little bit. That's fine. I don't
I
recall.
can't remember.
make a quick circle.
Yeah, he'll be like, everyone
Let
link
me
up
see.
hands and make a circle.
Yeah.
Come on, kumbaya. We're used to this.
Yeah. Well, I'm used to
Give
this.
me, give me 1 second. Is it
Perfect.
1 word, 2 words? It's
We made an egg.
2 words. Interesting.
Team egg. Team egg.
1 action, verbal, turn for worth at least that, attuned to the particular plane of existence. So yeah, his would be to the material. Because he said plane shift specifically, right?
He did.
Okay. Up to 8 willing creatures. All right, so as you guys kind of gather, link up hands, Ben pulls out his this intricately designed spire. Like it looks like a tuning fork, but it's like kind of spiraling in on itself on each side. There's a couple embedded, very simple but elegant gem pieces, essentially where the 2 forks prong off of, and he kind of focuses on it, and he speaks a divine word, and you see it kind of begin to glow in the light of the beacon. And can someone make me a spell casting check for Ben?
Sure. So plus 10 for him as well.
Yeah.
Okay, 21.
All right, so he manages, as Ben is starting to focus, in that brief instant, he feels his mouth kind of become like on fire, and he begins to kind of cough, but pushes through it, and the fork begins to radiate glow. The light encompasses you guys, and you guys begin to feel yourselves lifted, and they get thrown back down to the ground. And
Shit.
he does expend a spell slot
Okay,
for that.
I'll mark it.
Ben?
It should have worked. I mean, I haven't done it maybe ever, but it's a simple. I don't know.
Something's keeping us here.
Hey, Arcana check
Yeah,
or
we live
survival.
here now.
Arcana or
I'm
survival. See how that.
proficient.
Yeah, whichever one you want to do.
25
Yeah, tell me what.
total.
Nice.
Which one?
Arcana.
Arcana. Okay. So this is a weird situation. You've never been anywhere like this, and you're trying to get a grasp of this environment. It's barrens. It's a temple. It's like a ruins within barrens, and as you're kind of peering outside, the hellscape out there is odd. It doesn't seem completely alien, but it seems like it's a terrain and an atmosphere that's been changed over time, or something weird has happened. Because you said Arcana?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you did Arcana, that little sphere might be actually what was helping Al originally trying to get out. Because when you fell in here, it seemingly was active, and then you caught it falling to the ground, ding, 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 and rolling. And that was the successful teleportation, be it through a very unpleasant means, but it worked. And now, each time that you guys have tried to teleport without it, it's just been an utter failure. And the one time that Al did it with bead out, it reacted, and then it like fizzled. So maybe the Orby bead marble is important.
Good.
Al, take that bead back out. Wait, where'd it go? Where'd the bag go?
It's in the bag of holding.
Is
Whoever's
Al
holding the bag of holding.
muted again?
I was muted.
Gotcha,
Damn it.
Ben.
The
That's
the
a-
mar the marble that was interfering. Sure, I guess, and I'll pull
I
it out of the
don't
bag of
think
holding.
I don't think it's truly interfering. It's felt like it was like a have you ever tried to like start a I don't know, one of those gnomish devices, they got like a pull start, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta pull start it a couple times and then it goes. Do it again.
Uh, I I have the energy for it. Is the circle still looking good? I will walk around the circumference of it.
You'll
Make
With
sure
the bead.
with the
you'll need
bead.
to, yeah, you'll need to kind
Still
of
takes a
add some
full.
more chalk to it, but I'm not gonna. It will use up another resource of chalk,
Hmm.
so you
Oh.
are out of chalk now if you try to do it again.
Hmm.
Because you need to repair the circle where it's been kind of
Faded.
scuffed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any better ideas. Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna put the marble dead center in the circle.
Okay.
I'm gonna start walking around, kind of patching up spots with the chalk.
Um, as Al is patching it up, it's gonna take another minute to do so. Uh,
Who's sliding their
anyone
feet?
doing
Damn it!
it?
Pick up your feet.
What?
Sorry.
Uh, who's got the? So I know. I think all of you have fairly good passive perceptions. Yeah. As Al's starting to draw, Al, you're starting. You kind of hum to yourself while you're drawing. It's kind of, I guess it's kind of like your tick, and then you realize that you're humming to a rhythm, and then you look, and then your friends, you see all your friends starting to look, and all of you hear the it's lots of foot, lots of steps coming your ways.
Just as a weird act of desperation, Davis will start drawing his own little circle with the Redeemer, try and take us back to the now
Oh, jeez.
roaring
Okay,
mountain.
yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna work
Yeah,
here,
alright.
but we need something.
Circles on circles.
Yeah, heck
We're
yeah.
gonna get a Venn diagram.
Obviously,
of
yeah, I'm not
circles
doing it
drawing
on
and sit
his.
somewhere
right.
else.
Davis,
I'll do mine
6
over
feet that
here.
way.
Yeah, exactly.
Do not cross the lines. Do not cross the lines.
Davis, decide
Yeah.
once you
So
pass,
Al,
I'll
you.
abandon. We can do that.
It's like it's hard to gauge like where the sounds are coming from because it's echoing through the different ruins and rubble. So
It-
how
it-
fast? I don't remember how long the teleportation takes. Davis, is it
I
one
don't either.
action? I don't
I
remember.
generally don't remember.
Shit.
It's not on the
It's not on the
description of
item.
the myth that I don't. On the
Then it would be a teleportation circle. So 1 minute.
Right.
It would be a
I
teleportation
figured it'd
circle
be
then.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about the same. But as Davis takes out the Redeemer and draws it, I have to use a Dota reference. If you're familiar with the Juggernaut Arcana, his blade goes into the ground, starts to cut
Nice.
through.
That's cool.
Ooh.
So, all right. So Al, you're desperately trying to get this chalk going. You hear the howling and the footsteps on pads rushing, echoing through the. I need, if you are. Yeah, it's gonna test about a minute. So what's the other 4 of y'all doing? Because Ben
Then
still
I
has holy
saw.
weapon.
You said down the up was like because this looks like a teleportation circle already, but there was a
Yeah.
symbol up top that's damaged.
Yeah, it's like broken. Like
Is it
half of it's
fixable?
missing. Like you can see half of it. Like the ceiling.
Oh, so
Not in
fixable.
the not immediately. Yeah. Like you can see the symbol and you can like you essentially like imagine like I'm just gonna use a simple letter. You see the letter A, right? And it's like half of it's missing. So you kind of see it, and you maybe kind of figure out what that original symbol was. But I don't. Other than that, I don't know.
Is the breaker tear larger than a foot? And is the other piece around?
Yeah, much larger than a foot. It would have been like the symbol would have been probably about 25 feet across on the ceiling, similar to
It's very
the
large.
symbol that was like it's kind of converse. Like when you walked into the transportation nexus, the veiled nexus, and the sculpted, it was on the ground. So it took up like the entirety of the floor kind of area, or like the immediate area. It's kind of the same size, so like 20-25 feet across. It's big.
Okay, so cannot mend. In that case, the footsteps are coming from this direction.
They echoing around. It's hard to tell. Like as Carlos went to go kind of chase one of these things down in the previous session,
Yeah.
he lost it because it's like there's just nooks and crannies and like just rubble and debris, and it's hard to gauge where it's coming from. But it sounds like quite a lot of howling, gnashing teeth, and pads coming y'all's way.
Okay, well, while I was doing that, I'm gonna here, keep my eye out for things, and yeah.
Sorry, that was a little loud. Sorry. All right. So yeah, Ben takes up one corridor. Rock takes up another corridor. All right, Al, you're getting ready to kind of finish the circle. You have the bead in hand. You go to complete the spell, and it's taking you about a couple moments. And Ben and Rock, as you guys are kind of outlooks, as you guys kind of look down the distance, you do start to see like a flood, like it feels like a moving mass is coming towards you all. It's hard to tell because it's kind of foggy, like this cloud of fog and smoke is coming your way. But then also you see beads of like red and glowing red moths rushing through, as you see probably about 3 or 4 dozen of these hellhounds just kind of lapsing in on this area. All right, Al, you're able to finish the circle. You got the bead in hand. What are you doing?
I'm gonna call everybody back. It's now or never. Come on, group up again.
All right, Ben
And,
slides into position.
Yeah, I'll shuffle back.
And like
Now,
last
what am
time, I'll hold until everybody's within circle.
I'm busy at the moment.
Davis, you get 6 seconds. If this works, you gotta hop in. 3, 2, 1, go, and I'll release it.
Actually, yeah. What I will do is I
spellcrafting
will
check.
wait until. So I'll be like, you guys go. If it works, I'll be right behind you. If not, this might be our might be our only hope.
All right, Al, spellcrafting check.
I will lucky that one. It's my last lucky.
Yeah.
I have my highest.
13 and 5,
My
I
14
think.
good. Yeah, 13's not great. What were your other numbers? Was anything higher than 13?
He had
No,
two
you know
11s,
what? I'm just
remember?
gonna get lucky. Yeah. Oh, he had 11s. Yeah.
But that was without the
Well, you.
marble. That's why that one failed. Potentially.
Well, yeah. Waiting to see if before you roll again, if someone's doing something. So.
Same. If I let go left click, I'm rolling.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'll from the 13 because at least it's not bad.
13 plus 10. Okay, 13 plus 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, 23. So yeah, Al, you initially start coughing, and you see Rock, and you make eye contact with Rock, and Rock nods his head, and then you push through the burning sensation. First time it just tingled and it felt uncomfortable. This time it hurt to try to finish off the spell. The circle begins to glow. The marble just leaves your hand, and you see it just start to get to float and interact with the magic. It begins to crackle and spin, and for that brief moment, you see like that spiraling vortex inside of the marble just begin to rapidly spin, and it begins to generate some sort of charge or some sort of field or energy, and it's struggling. And you see like if it's hard to see an inanimate object struggle, but it's like it's struggling to pierce something, and with that, you guys get scooped up, and you feel yourselves get kind of taken. Davis, you see your friends beginning to just kind of fade away.
Oh, looks like it's working. Okay, boop.
Okay. However, you guys get flung outside, and you land.
We're on Mars, y'all.
Neat.
Kind
How much oxygen do we get?
Oh no, yeah.
I'll live the
And as-
longest. I can hold my breath for.
True.
Yeah, that's true. Oops, wrong music. And as it completes, the marble comes with you, Al, and you guys get flung through, land,
Whoa.
and as you look around, and you're looking around, and you're like, okay, well, we're not getting. Ben will say, no dogs,
Yeah,
no
Al,
dogs.
I
Okay.
thought you told me this spell would take us to the hub.
That's what the symbol meant.
Okay.
Stand up and dust myself off.
Same.
Well, at least
Anyone?
it kind of worked.
Anyone
s-
proficient in Arcana can make me a check.
I mean, yeah, I'm curious as to why
Wow,
are
jeez,
very
dude.
reliable.
Ah, we're lost.
Al's last 3 d20 rolls were a 3, a 2, and a 1.
One. It
I
can
got a
literally hold
29.
29. All
Whoa.
right. All right. Anyone else doing a roll for
I would.
Arcana?
Oh, not for Arcana. Ben
Okay. What?
cannot. He's not proficient and he's dumb.
Yeah.
Love you, Ben.
Wait. Hey, he's dumb. But
He's
what
so
were you gonna say?
Davis.
Yeah. What were you gonna say as Davis, or were you saying something as
I
Ben?
was gonna say. I was just gonna like while they're mulling over the magic of it. I was just gonna try and get my bearings of where the heck we are.
Sure. Survival check, or you can give me a navigator's tool check if you are proficient in
Well,
it.
I am proficient with navigator's tools.
Cool.
Is that using
Alright,
my wisdom?
Wisdom.
Okay.
Wisdom. Yeah. All right. So 29. I'll get to that in a second. Let me see what Davis rolls, and then I'll give you guys spiel. You guys don't get thrown this time. You guys kind of like land roughly. You know, like you feel your knees bending and buckle, but you're like, "Ugh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll like look at the sky, kind of recall my
Okay. Yeah. So
surroundings, and be like,
going to Davis first, and then going to their kind of check. You've never been here. There's not much of a sky to look at, but as you kind of look at this, you see like there's not stars or anything that you can see, but you see the clouds. You
right.
see the terrain that you're standing on. It's like barren waste. You see like the remnants of long dead trees, and there's like no plant life. There's no birds. You heard the you heard the you heard, sorry, my cats are being difficult. You heard, you don't see any birds, you don't see any like wildlife, and you look at the clouds, and you've seen it from a distance, and you're fairly confident that you know where you are now.
Yeah.
You put the pieces
This.
together, so you are in the choke. Last time you guys were approaching the choke.
Wow. Okay. And I know.
Hmm?
I believe like Govak and Verma and their camp was southwest of here, but it's gonna be a hike. I think it was southwest,
Uh,
southwest, one of those two. It was in
and
the.
you don't know where you're on the mountain. Like, you're on
That's
the choke,
true.
right? Like,
That's true.
so it's
But I
north and
know
south.
if we just go southwest, like we should hit them. I think like hit the.
Yeah.
Like they were on the southwestern boundary of the choke. I think we came in the southwestern boundary of the choke.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I
Where
would
the
just be
Pearl
like,
meets the choke.
yeah, we're in the choke. Like, I mean, we're even deeper in than last time.
You're in choke proper.
Yeah. But I
29.
kind of didn't know where we're going.
I can make us some mules.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Real quick. So 29 Arcana check. You are, yeah. So, this place is weird. The terrain, the atmosphere is probably what is causing an issue. It's probably because Al, from what you could tell, Rock, observing him casting, especially completing the spell, and even though you're not necessarily familiar with the spell like directly, since you don't utilize it yourself, you've watched Al do it a few times in his practice runs, and you understand the concepts of teleportation magic. Heck, you use it quite a lot. It worked. You guys were sent to whatever destination, and you guys were flung somewhere else. It seems like the with the 29, that bead, that marble that you have, is a tool that is used to assist in getting people out of said choke. It's it's like an amplifier to kind of pierce through the static of this storm, of this cloud, of this fog, this smog, excuse me. But it is greatly diminished. It's petering. It's like on 1% battery, essentially. And it just doesn't have enough oomph. So it got you out, but it couldn't carry you through. So it just kind of dropped you off along the route.
Neat.
So, yeah. So Al successfully casted. And you do pick up now that you've seen your friends kind of struggle to cast the atmosphere here with the 29 Arcana check. I'm just going to give you as a bonus. You need to make spellcasting checks to complete anything that has a verbal component.
Excellent.
It hurts. It hurts. It burns to cast.
Yeah. Phew. We shouldn't stay here too long, guys. It's not gonna be great for some of us.
Yeah, let's this way. Let's go.
Do we
Alright.
want to ride?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
What?
Or Apple, and number two, chestnut.
Somebody say chestnut?
Corburius.
The
Corburius,
third.
yeah. All right, let me
Because of
find
my
those Bray
lineage.
icons. Lord, it's been a while.
That is Apple, number two,
Pogs.
chestnut. I think there was one that was number 4, but I thought we renamed it.
They're like
Well,
a
one of them is Corburius.
Oh,
know that.
Torberius. That's right. Yeah. Let me see if they're in my
classic
notes.
mules.
I haven't seen these Pogs in a while.
Chestnut. Nope. Mule.
Don't necessarily have them named, but
Nope. I don't have them in my notes.
how many is it? It's how many charges are we
5.
using for how many? 5. Okay.
Might as well use
Got
all
it.
5.
Oop. All right. Mark off the 5 charges.
Yep.
All right. So let me start labeling them because. All right. So we got chestnut.
Is this a magical thing that I am? What does the survival pouch say? I reach in and pull out what I want. So no, should be okay.
Apple 2. Torberius. I think that's how we spelled it. I don't remember. Forgive me.
I think Turbo is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good day.
And then I don't think the other 2 had names. Bray. I'm just gonna call Bray 1 and Bray 2 for now.
Sounds right.
They have to earn their names.
Yeah. They never won a race.
Okay. So yeah, Ben and Cielo, you see Rock just kind of pull into this leather strap bag that uses like a piece of a deer horn as like a clip, unwinds it, reaches in, and then just literally just pulls out these motes, and as he throws them out, they rapidly take the form of full-sized Bray with riding trappings and everything ready to go. You hear the hooves
Well-
kind of.
What's that, Cielo?
Which one's mine?
Oh, which anyway. I mean, we'll share. You can share with mine if you want. I'm on
okay.
Apple.
Oh, okay. I'll hop on Apple with you, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you're small, right? So I figure that's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
It
fine.
is.
One thing I just realized. So every time we come into like the choke or go into some nasty area, I always do like a face covering thing, and I've got a thing in my inventory just says fine cloth, and I'm like, okay, that's what I'll use. But I look at the description of it, it's fine cloth taken from one of the swinefolk carriages. I'm pretty sure it's the same one that had the hexblade armor and all the other shit.
Yep.
Just so the DM is aware what I'm doing.
The hell's
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You guys have been holding on to some stuff for a while.
Okay.
So
To me, it's my face cover. That's it.
Is this still a callback? It's
have-
4 years later.
It's a sequel at this point.
It's a sequel, yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying, Cielo?
So I have that mouthpiece.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
got what's his name's thing.
You got Harmoose's mouth cover.
Hormuz.
You're
That's
fine.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I'm speaking through it like Bane, like, okay, I'll get on your
on your
whatever.
on your brain. But yeah, so going real quick on the 29 Arcana check. Yeah, so I said it's like a battery that's really low. It is an instrument or a tool that can help you get out of here for sure. The Brays are another one to get out of here. However, I would like to remind you the last time you guys were just even close to the choke. What happened?
Got swarmed.
So, you got swarmed. Yes. So travel with caution.
Does that mean we're allowed to sing marching songs?
Sure. Yeah.
Allowed? Absolutely.
Help without the loot. Oh!
Actually, I should also point out, just because it was a 29, it's not just verbal components, it's any feature that requires you to make a sound.
Ah,
You have to make a check.
Okay.
So song of rest.
I will pass that information on to all of our Sculpted.
Except for
Yeah.
Cielo.
right, because he's
Okay,
got
like,
the
well, I
thing.
mean, I'm passing it. It's like, hey,
Great. So
Yeah.
everything
We're
that
gonna
I
suffer
do
through here.
is okay.
Yeah, it's literally called the choke. It's a very difficult place. So
All
again,
coming
it's just
together.
a check. It's not like you can't pass it, and you do a check with what you're good at. It's just there to be a hindrance.
Still, I don't want
being
to. I don't
able
want to damage
to
my vocal cords. These are worth money.
being able to hold my breath give me advantage on things.
You still need to be able to say something to complete a verbal, right? So holding your breath does not help you in that aspect. It might help you in traversing, maybe.
Yeah.
But
okay.
So as you guys begin to head off on the 5 Bray, heading southwest according to Davis's
Yeah.
recollection.
Towards the camp. To go back in
Yeah.
I don't remember what the name of that camp was, but I'll look it up.
The Grey Kroll Mountains.
Yeah.
Kroll Weird.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Kroll
Crawlwares.
Tribe.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah. So as you guys are heading out, there is an ever pleasant, just dark smog cloud high in the sky, blocking out almost all the sun. There's constant discharges of energy, as you see in the depiction of in the image, similar to lightning. However, there's a distinct different sound to the crackle and the boom. The land here has been so long without sunlight that it has become warped and changed. There's no plant life. There's almost like a singed and burning scent to the area. You're essentially navigating a Mars-like, what's that? Mars-like barren mountaintop. Um, it's not easy to navigate. The Bray are struggling. Not in the sense of like they can't make it, but the terrain's not even the atmosphere is not conducive to traveling, but they are taking you along. I would point out that they do not necessarily travel in a very stealthy manner. So keep that in mind. What's the plan? What are you guys looking out for? What are you guys doing?
Davis would share that there's definitely gonna be packs of those things roaming. We saw them before, like just roving around. So we saw them before, trying not to catch their attention.
So
Go
behind you, you're just gonna hear him be like, "I have a suggestion. We're like pretty loud. If that's what you mean, like those packs of those things that we just dealt with. I don't know if we could put these back, but I could probably, I don't know, find a trail that has less foot traffic for these things.
Sure.
I'm pretty good at getting out of things,
Yeah, and then I'll just
but
point in
we're
the general
also just
direction.
not doing this very quietly if we're trying to. But we do kind of want to hurry, so I don't know. It's an option, you know?
Yeah, no, you don't want to be in here very long. It sucks. We were getting exhausted. It's beset by things. So the faster we can get out of here, the better. I think even less stealthy is probably okay.
Well, then let's keep rocking these, Bray? These horses? I don't say
Yeah,
horses.
yeah. This is apples.
Oh, apples.
Apple kind of reacts. And as you guys begin to continue down the path, who's spearheading? Who's leading the direction?
I guess Sailor and I, just because he's our scout and I know the general way, so we probably would be in the front.
If you
I
didn't suggest it, I would have suggested it anyways,
Nice.
like in character.
That's this. That's a
So-
team, baby.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
wait, can I get one of you, or actually, well,
What can I
one of you
assist?
will roll me the first d6. That's just a d6.
Ah,
I need to know what you guys are potentially. Well, actually, first survival check. Give me a first survival check.
can I
Yes, you
assist?
can assist.
Okay, so I assist.
Yes, you can.
So you advantage survival cielo.
Let's see. Wow. So this counts as like the
You are
bad roll
proficient.
protection thing, right?
I
Where
mean,
it
you're
could be
proficient in
like
survival, I think, right?
10 or above, right?
Oh yeah, you have
Yes, you are
expertise.
proficient.
So yeah, 22 is the mineral.
So 22 is what it is.
With
Um,
advantage, you rolled worse?
Yes.
Oh, wow, damn.
yes.
It happens.
No, yeah, it does.
So,
It's Dusty. What can I say?
Oh wait, no, you're not
Soggy.
coughing. You got the fake thing on.
Yeah, he's fine.
I'm like
So yeah,
I'm like doing this watchtower thing awkwardly on like your shoulders.
Yeah, I was gonna
But I
say
have,
it's
like,
hard to
the
see over
Yes.
me.
Stealth cloak. I have the stealth cloak over me and like some binoculars poking out.
Nice.
Just like
Hell
looking.
you look very dystopian, barren, rabbit
Yeah.
folk. I get it. Yeah.
Cielo's
So,
really tall right now.
so as you guys are kind of traversing, 22. Go ahead and
Yeah.
roll me a d6 then.
A D6. All
Yeah.
right. Make it a bronze dragon. Yes.
Woo!
Well,
So as you
metallic
guys
dragons
are
are friendly.
traversing, as you guys are traversing, you do start to see how like you're picking up on little key points and like indicators that there's not much out here. There's a lot of places to like, get behind and hide and get some cover and some shelter. Um, and but you don't see the signs of much activity. That would be like what you would typically be used to seeing in a scape, like in a vast landscape. Here, it's almost like it's been completely cold out. There's very little left, very slim pickings. And as you're kind of picking up on this, you see the crackle of the lightning in the background, and amongst that crackle of the lightning, you hear some shuffling and some rocks moving, and you hear the distinct sounds of claws scraping on stone, kind of off to a distance. And as you kind of peer around, you do see that there looks to be like a pack or something, kind of aware of y'all's presence, and they're making their way towards you.
Hey, there's a pack of them. They're coming. They know we're here.
Oh shit. That means there's definitely gonna be more coming. Last time they like
I'm
surrounded
assuming
us.
They're faster than these things, so we're about to have to do
Probably.
something.
They surrounded us and then covered us with like an ash cloud last time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Howl.
Shit.
You remember it, nice.
Sorry? Did you say?
Yeah, the group howl. Do you remember it? Yeah.
Yep.
They summoned it. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Again, pointing on that survival check, there are places to hide. There are places to like, possibly lose them at Cielo.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to navigate the group.
So there's this like little over there to the left. There's like this not really a cave, but there's like this little inlet
alcove.
thing under that ledge. Let's go. Yeah, let's go in there real quick.
Okay. Should we should probably cover our tracks. These guys know what they're doing. So.
We should also probably. I don't know if you could take these things back into like a marble, or I don't know how it works.
Yeah, Rock. How do we get rid of these?
Our mule friends, I can get rid of them.
When you say that, Ben would say, perhaps distraction. Ben looks
Oh,
at the.
not poor
Yes,
apples.
sorry.
I mean, I threw a fireball at them before. They'll be okay.
It's true.
We could, yeah. Send them running off. maybe in a couple different directions.
What do you think, Cielo? Think that would be good?
I think if we're heading out, like I'm kind of just ballparking where we're heading out. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, west, north.
Southwest.
Make something. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're making.
So if we're going southwest, let's just like have them go. I don't know, that way, north. Just all of them go that way, not spread out. Just like have all of them go that way.
Yeah, and that's like if they're following tracks, those are the only tracks that they've seen. So for all they know, that's all that's really here. So that's good.
Yeah, exactly. And well, the thing is, they're hunting. They're hungry.
Yeah, good idea. Okay.
You can
nice.
hear it in their voice. So they're gonna go for the food, and then we just go a little bit later.
Nice. Good work.
Okay. Alright. So with that, Cielo, you managed to guide the group to that little outcropping. You guys dismount from Apple, Chestnut, and Torberius, and the other two. Chestnut? And they understand what you're saying, and they understand because they'll be fine.
We'll see you again.
And they kind of
Like
gives you lets you kind of scratch it into the chin, and they all look back and then begin running off to their demise.
I give Chestnut a salute, and he gives me one back.
Yes, hoof up and everything.
Wow.
Wow.
That's impressive. I don't
I
think
thought of
that's
that.
supposed to have been that way, but that's pretty sick.
Magical braids.
He's so
So,
damn impressive.
and yeah, so you guys do hunker down. You hear the shifting of the air as it moves. You guys are just kind of holding your breath, and you hear off to the distance, Cielo, especially since you're tuned into it. You hear like the sounds of the claws scraping against the ground, the sounds of the hooves off far, far up to the distance, kind of traveling, and you essentially peer up and you do see like this pack of maybe about a dozen or so that seem to be like covered in this soot, this like small cloud that follows them as they gather and they roam. You see this like soot cloud chasing down the braes with red noshing maws and little red glowing eyes off in the distance chasing them down, and that pack is thoroughly distracted.
All right, hey, it's time to go. They're pretty gone now.
Alright.
Unless you need some more time.
Davis vibe checks the group.
How long do you guys think you were gonna sit here and wait? Is it just like 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Like, what's the plan?
Maximum 15 minutes is what I was thinking.
Gotcha. Hey, all right. So as you guys kind of get back your bearings, I'm assuming Cielo will be leading, unless someone has any other ideas. How are you guys navigating? Where are you guys? Like, what's the plan?
I would be leading, but I don't really have anything like a mount or anything fun. So, I think. Hey, Rock,
Yellow.
I have an idea. Can me and you take point?
Oh, okay, sure.
I climb on top of his shell and put like the cloak over both of us. So now we're both.
Yeah,
This
understood.
is the smuggler's cloak or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Okay. What's the plan?
We go southwest.
We'll start going southwest.
Okay. All right. Go ahead
Thank
and lead
you,
them.
Rock.
Give me a survival check, Mr. Cielo. Oh, and Rock.
Yeah.
I don't know which direction southwest is. I rolled a 1.
Okay. Cool.
7 total.
7 total. Got it.
22 total. I rolled really poorly again, so I have to rely on my reliable talent.
Sure stinks when you get a really terrible roll like 22.
I mean, yeah.
So, trying to keep at a decent pace as you guys are getting out of here, it'll encroach on the first hour or so. Rock, you get a little distracted at one point because you feel the egg begin to shake. And
Rebel!
go ahead,
I
Pebble.
mean,
Pebble, welcome to hell.
Mhm. And Pebble emerges from the egg.
guys.
Pebble's gonna pop out and be like, "Man, here again? Really?"
Pebble takes sand damage. Die.
Immediately.
Yeah, I can sense Pebble's mood. Is Pebble comfortable here, or would Pebble like hands through this?
She just kind of like hides underneath your cloak a little bit with you, like gets under there with you.
Okay,
It's around.
we'll keep her safe.
A bird, a
right.
bunny, and a turtle walk into a bar.
Yeah, exactly. And the bird and the bunny are on the turtle
On top of the
at the
turtle.
same time. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So as you guys are traversing through, trying to get through here with some pace, it's it's not the easiest. Yellow is definitely helping you guys, guiding your footsteps and your footfalls, kind of getting you where you need to be. And like the first hour ticks over. Uh, it is kind of draining in here. However, all of you are able to kind of push through it as the immediate effects of the environment are not onset upon you. However, um, 22, not that good actually. Can I get either of you to
It
roll me a
wasn't a
d6
great roll.
again?
You roll and I roll.
You go for it. I rolled the last one and got a 1.
Oh boy.
One
Okay.
could have been
I'm
just one
rolling
pack.
my lucky, prettiest, most specialist dice. I got 4.
Um, as you guys are begin to head out, there you see that in the horizon, we're approaching rapidly, is this rolling, like instead of like a sandstorm, think of it like a smog storm. It's just coming towards you guys. It's probably going to encroach on you guys within 2 or 3 minutes, and it basically just kind of appeared out of nowhere. You guys were traveling, and all of a sudden you just see this large wall of tumbling soot and smog rolling towards you, and there's very little chance of you outrunning this thing.
How do they always know right where we are?
Yeah. A large wall of smog and stuff. I might be able to help us.
I think you can.
It's called D&D Cielo. Karos, that's how.
I have control winds,
Oh shit, okay.
which is 100-foot cube.
That,
I think.
yeah,
Well, that's an
might
hour too.
help actually.
I think I have control.
Yeah.
Now it's gone. Oh, there it is. Yeah. It is. Sorry
The
about
laundry's
that.
done.
The laundry's done. Yeah.
That's the spell going
Uh,
off.
Yeah, that is the spell going up.
That's what lightning bolts should sound like. Oh, that would be so sick. Yeah.
Oh my god.
All the coolest magic has the lamest sounds.
That's the way Toll the Dead sounds whenever I play cleric.
Oh, that's amazing.
I mean, they do say an audible bell sound, right?
Yep.
That's pretty close to it. Okay, gusts, downdraft or updraft? Gusts, I'm assuming, right?
yeah, and we'll blow it away from my cube. Like I'll set it up like I don't know, halfway between. Well, I'm far away from my cast.
Well, you can concentrate on it, right? So,
Oh, does it stay with me?
uh, you take control of an area of air.
Yeah. So so I'll set it kind of in between the path of us and the stuff coming, and yeah, have it gusting, and yeah, I can.
Are you choosing calm winds, moderate winds, or strong winds?
Strong winds.
Okay. I'm just reading what it says. If any wind is strong, any creature moving against the wind must make difficult terrain, but you're moving with it. And speaking is more difficult. Creatures that attempt to solve verbal components. Yeah. Okay. So as you're beginning to conjure up the spell, trying to do that, you kind of put up this wall to kind of hopefully act like a storm wall, kind of to break.
Sorry to interrupt, but it does have a verbal component.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. That's why I was gonna make you make a check here. So you're trying to like you're visualizing where you're gonna put the wind, and you start to conjure it, moving your hands,
Your
saying the
engine's
words.
twin today, I think, right?
Yes, it's twin,
Not
so
subtle.
it does not
Okay.
apply to this.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me a spellcasting check. So 8, it's a D20 plus Arcana plus proficiency, or D20 plus Intelligence plus proficiency. Spellcasting.
Okay, who's lucky today? Who's lucky? You're lucky. Oh, that's not that lucky. 15 total.
The DC, because it's a 5th level spell, is 15.
Nice.
So you manage to push through it, and you get that, you feel that deep burning in your throat, and kind of gets to your lungs as you exhale and release the spell. And essentially, you guys see this like the small cloud getting ready to come crashing into this gust, this continuous vortex of gusting wind outwards, and it slams into it, and it begins to just kind of dissipate and roll around it, parting and getting by you guys, just kind of rolling all over you. You see it roll over your heads, roll around you from left to right, and then just kind of continue its sandstorm heading out beyond. Good job.
That was quick thinking.
That's
I don't want to do that again. Oh,
Nope.
that hurt. Ooh. Anyone got water?
Yeah, sure. Here.
Hey, we'll
Hey,
take a
Al,
couple things.
I have a question for you. You think?
Yeah.
I mean, when we were playing around, when we were in Carver while Rock was recovering, you remember we were playing around with the glaive and teleportation and all that other stuff. Do you think it would work out here? Like, if yours didn't work, would mine have done anything? Because I was trying to. I don't know if you could tell, but I was trying it.
I think, out of character, after we landed, I think Rock had the Arcana check for what the marble was doing, and I guess Yellow had the original idea. Would either of them talk more about that?
Go ahead. You can direct conversations. Just
Yeah.
let me know.
Yeah. Pretty sure the marble was involved somehow. Hey, Rocks, Yellow. Do y'all know how this? It's Yellow, you were spot on with this marble doing the trick and it's out of there. Do either of y'all have any idea how this thing works, or I couldn't figure it out?
I mean, it's like I don't know. We used to call it something kind of like a conduit. I don't know.
really
It
is
just
all it's
helps.
doing. Just so weird that we're still on the material plane. Something's preventing.
But
Yeah.
isn't this? I mean, are I don't know the way that the Crawlweir folks spoke about this place was like they won't even come here because it's like. I mean, for one, it's just nasty. But it felt. I mean, doesn't it feel weird? Like we're almost not on the material plane when we're here.
David,
Yeah, that's
history
kind of what
check.
I felt.
Okay.
History check.
Oh boy. Come on. -1 plus 4. Total of 3.
Total of 3. Oh, okay. All right. No, you're good. That's it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Try to give you something.
Yeah, no.
No bone for you.
Just feels
Yeah,
weird
this
here.
Very, yeah.
An alien plane.
Yeah,
I don't
kinda.
like it.
But
But yeah,
to
I'm
your
go on.
to your point about it being a conduit and the thing might be. I mean, you could spend some time trying to figure it out, or but that'll slow you down. You guys would have to probably stop and look at it.
No, can't stop. Won't stop.
We're not in any place to stop.
Hmm.
Not unless we have to make camp or something, and we need to find a really good hiding place to do that.
Things not glowing so much anymore though. Does it anything left in it?
I mean, can I
Does it
hear
react?
this?
Yeah, I brought you into the conversation to ask questions.
Uh, it might be linked to the place where we got it.
That's a good call. Yeah, I'd say if you start drawing a circle and it doesn't react, I don't think it's gonna help much.
Okay.
But since
Okay.
we're still here,
I'll keep
the
it in the
choke.
pocket as a last resort.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
have a feeling that area that we were in was just like dampened, and that was kind of the one way out. But we can also just kind of walk out like we're doing now.
Mhm. Yeah, that place was a lot. Oof.
Cielo is making good points. Who's got the marble right now?
I think Davis asked for it, so I would have handed it to him. Because
Oof,
you said
okay.
last resort.
Sure.
All right, Davis, you can give me an Arcana or an Investigation check if you want.
Hell yeah, we're hitting all my int.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I
No,
gave you the
that's
order.
fine.
Yeah.
Oh, oh,
Ben will put his hand on your shoulder and guide you.
oh, wow. His guidance could more. Let me just put it before I roll it. His guidance could more than double what I already rolled. It did.
Nice, nice.
I went from a 2 to a 5.
Okay. Yeah. And like you're looking at the orb and you're like, last resort. I don't even know how to
Yeah,
use
like
this thing.
it's a. What am I?
I mean,
It's
as
a
far as I
jewel?
got, as far as
I
I
like.
got, you
I
put it in the
don't
middle of the circle, and it sounds pretty cool.
like. He said
Did something.
it's a conduit. I don't know what that word even means.
Uh,
It
call it
helps.
like a lightning rod and magic. Lightning rod and
Yeah.
lightning. Yeah, it's
So
probably
it
better.
removes stuff from something because lightning removes lightning from like hitting things, right? Because
But it's also like concentrating, like not like a magnet though.
Al, you're confusing
A
me.
conduit is a channel
welcome.
for conveying water or other fluid.
So
Oh,
magic's
it's a
liquid?
sewer. It's a
Holy
magical
shit.
sewer. Got it.
I like it how
or
like
trough for protecting electric wiring. But I don't know what electricity is. So. Well, no, I know.
you do,
You
you
do.
do. Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't refer to it as electricity.
Right,
I
it'd be
refer
like
to it
lightning
as
power.
lightning.
I like it because that is actually super in Karos' character.
Kind
She's
of.
know the definition. Yeah, it's like it's with this.
The
It's like, oh,
Oxford
man.
Dictionary defines a conduit as. Sorry, the Whitlaw
All right.
Dictionary.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So Davis has the marble.
Sure.
We'll just call it the marble for now. Before we, and you guys are still traversing, heading southwest to the best of your abilities, being guided by Cielo. Can I get another survival check as you guys continue to push on? And if anyone has anything that they want to interject, because this is all theater of the mind, guys, so let me know. You guys can help.
Our break earlier was not a short rest, right? It was just
No,
just
not a
hiding.
short rest. That was
Okay.
that was actively hiding from a pack of
True.
hungry. Yeah, it's super restful to hide from a hungry pack of
Yeah, while
hellhounds.
coughing and choking.
Not really meditative, not really restful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Cielo the only one rolling, or is somebody else gonna roll?
I did roll, but
He's
if
the one
somebody
leading.
else wants to
Yeah.
roll, go for it.
If you are
we are
assisting, you
leading.
need to tell me how. Yeah, you need to
Mhm.
tell me how.
I was considering a bardic, but he's got
That's
the
fine.
he's got the expertise, so I think he's safe.
I think, yeah, I think we're fine.
I save.
Okay.
I save.
Okay,
If we can meta it, I think we're fine.
that's fine. You
Before
don't know what you don't know how you don't know
Yeah,
what the
you don't
check
know what
is.
fine
So
is.
what's the result?
before I can speak
Well,
up
I
and like
mean,
compliment him, he just points that way. Like, all right.
yeah. What do you mean? Where do we go? It's that way. I'm pointing at it. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I mean, west.
Hey.
31. Total of
31.
31.
Hey.
Okay, and yeah, that's a respectable roll. That's not the best actually.
Step it up, buddy.
You could have
I
done
can see into
literally
the
one
Matrix.
better.
Our exit is that way.
You still could have done better. It's not the
I
best
could
you
have
could have done.
done literally one better. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Cielo, you're finally kind of getting the bearings of this, and it's gonna take you guys quite a while to traverse and navigate. This place is expansive. It's a large mountain. It's a large barren area. Um, and there's I don't know, but there's a lot of obstacles along the way, and like the natural geography, the geography of like the stones and larger boulders, and there's cracks and fissures in the ground that have formed. And as you're looking at those, you realize that those are not necessarily natural. Those are like stress induced from probably some of the weird magics and atmosphere that is around here. Um, you don't necessarily have a good gauge of what time it is because you don't know what time it was when you guys got shunted here. You know that you guys were in the sculpted area towards the morning because you guys woke up to send the people away. Then you guys jumped in there. You're kind of backtracking, trying to think, and if time is on an even tick over in the sculpted area, then it's probably late afternoon here. So maybe evening is approaching and it's kind of dark and you don't have your bearings. You don't think you're gonna get out of here anytime soon with that 31 survival check. You do see plenty of places where you guys can you think comfortably hide, and with your skills and with people following your instructions, you might be able to appropriately hide and find a means to get some sort of rest and recovery, maybe some sort of gathering your bearings, coming up with a plan, or you can risk it to continue venturing, but you know that it's going to be quite a lot of venturing.
So I think the sun's going down.
Getting real low.
That's that's not good. I don't think this place is not suitable for life. Well, like, what happened here?
I wish you were part of the original crew.
Davis
can make
looks
it.
confused.
I can make my tower, but might stand out a little bit.
Yeah, let's maybe back to the dome. We're doing the dome again, maybe, because we can kind of hide that pretty good.
Yeah, I
As
got a dome
mentioned,
handy.
there's the dome is solid, and as mentioned, there's plenty of like natural hiding spots. Like if you wanted to be like a little rodent, getting into a warren hiding, so like a
Yeah,
predator
so
can get to you,
like
easy.
so like all these like tumbleweed bush, they look like they're not alive, but they are. They kind of pop off right here. But we can kind of just like hide in the brush over there by that tree.
The dead tree?
But
Okay.
also
Dead. Yeah.
but also no fire. Don't use fire.
No. Oh, you need light.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Yeah, you're right.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say something rude like, "What do you mean fire? You have weird ways to do light." But
Yes.
so can I. So I mean,
Many of these do.
Yeah, many of y'all can conjure light in various different forms. It's kind of nifty. So are you guys taking Cielo's lead then? Is that the agreed path?
Sure.
I'll crawl in a hole like a gopher.
We don't have to
That-
crawl in a
that's-
hole. We have a dome.
yeah, we can still use the dome for sure. The dome will be perfect. We just need to like throw some leaves and
I mean, you can make the
they're
dome
not
look
really
however you
leaves
want.
anymore, but
I got you covered. They can look how I want it to. This tree's gonna
Remind
have a
me.
flat bottom.
Remind me, last time we were here, didn't we wake up in the dome surrounded by a bunch of dogs?
I mean,
Or am I
you
thinking of
were
another
out
scenario?
in no, you're similar, and I will. You were out more in the open, and you weren't in the choke proper. You were on the Badlands, approaching the choke, and you guys managed to get the attention of some hellhounds and draw them out, and then you realize, oh shit, this is a bad idea, and got surrounded, and therefore the
Gotcha,
tower,
gotcha.
and therefore you guys. This is like thinking back to that. You have this is like a hide and seek galore. There's so many nooks and crannies and crevices, and like there could be other things with you right now, and you don't even know it. There's so many hiding spots, and Sale's kind of pointing them out. So yes,
Let's just pick a good crag.
I could cry.
I like
good
Crags.
crag. That's a good name for a title. Pick a good crag. So yeah, Cielo, you guide the group to a sizable crag where, again, the earth has been, and the rocks and earth have been like almost like forcefully shunted and ripped apart and fissured. However, you give it a couple checks with that 31 survival check, and you're confident there's not going to be any like tumbling or any cave in or any like collapsing. Al, you are welcome to, if you wish to, like you guys were saying, the dome. Attempt to put up the dome. That's fine to give you a better shelter. But you guys feel fairly entrenched and secure. And Cielo, you managed to find a good enough spot that it's deep enough of a chasm where you guys can, chasm might be the wrong word, but a crag, I gotta go back to that, where you might actually be able to set up like a more proper camp. You might actually be able to set up a fire or some sort of light sources and just have it be obfuscated and without, not really in line of sight just because of how deep, and you're able to get these twisted cracks and hide. Because again, 31, you can basically make a good camp.
For a really awful hellscape, this place is all right.
No.
Uh, I,
It's
I
the worst.
No.
I like the heat, and this one kind of gets to me.
Yeah.
But there's worse out there. But you know what is
Sweet.
comfortable? A tiny hut. I was gonna
Yeah.
go sit in the corner and start casting a spell.
Okay.
That teleportation adventure took too much out of me. I'm gonna stay in here for the night, obviously.
Yeah, you
Oh, yeah.
have to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how
he
it
can't.
works.
Good call. I was gonna stand up one more time. Good call. I'll be right back. And he's gonna go. He's gonna come
Yeah,
back.
make sure you
Go.
stretch.
Go relieve yourself.
Yeah, not pee in the corner of the dome.
This is my bush.
This is the pee hole, the pee corner in the dome.
I'm going away from the dome.
Well, I mean, the thing you can, there's freely entering and leaving, so you can just go up to the edge of the
Yes.
dome and pee out of it.
Yes, you can.
I think
Just
only
gotta make sure
creatures
you
can
don't
leave,
breach.
though. No, I'm just kidding. Creatures and carried items are the only things that can leave, so the pee would just bounce back.
Mhm.
Oh,
Now,
Lord.
if he had a chamber pot, we could take it out.
It was a very bad discovery. Everybody remembers that day.
Oh, it's getting out. Oh, Jesus.
Ah, damn it!
Okay. All right, Al. As you go to set up the set dome, go ahead and give me a spellcasting check at the completion of the ritual.
Oh, yeah. Neat.
I don't think you can fail.
We'll
No,
see
you
about
can
that.
fail. Yeah, you actually can still. All right,
23.
yeah, you're fine. DC 12, you're fine. So,
Nice.
you know, again, it's you feel this like it's this tingling, this stinging in your throat, but it didn't burn like when you were trying to do the teleportation circle, and then you had to look at rock for inspiration to keep pushing through.
We
The
can do
dome
this.
is set up. Yeah, the dome is set up. You guys have even without the dome, you feel like Cielo would have found a very good hiding spot for you guys. Sorry, I'm just doing one thing real quick. There we go.
Also doing laundry.
Now,
I'm kidding.
That's a
getting-
microwave.
Microwave.
A microwave is it oven?
Microwave set to the tune of Rico Suave.
Ooh.
Rico suave. Oh, hey, yeah, that okay. So yeah, see, you as Danny knows what I wanted you to remember, but you as Davis.
Yeah, Davis doesn't really remember that.
Yeah.
But there's my notes.
Al repressed it.
We may
I
have
will tell you that-
already sealed the gate. Maybe that's what we did. Who knows?
Oops.
I did remember all of that, but my character wasn't
No,
there.
it's not.
Yeah. That's what's funny is like literally, real quick, Danny. Like I have that exact quote like on my screen right now as you're
Nice.
talking.
I remember that dead camel. I remember.
It was a yak.
Yak.
Yeah, whatever, close enough.
Cielo, tell me
I
more.
remember it
Bird,
so well I
whatever.
switched its species.
Yeah. It had
So,
4 hooves, I think. Close enough.
Yeah, sure.
4 hooves and bones and some fur. Yeah,
And some
Nailed it.
potions.
you know. Yeah, it did, and you still have not used those potions.
Yep.
We're saving all of our elixirs for the last boss.
I don't
If we
even
get
know who
bored,
has them.
if we get bored in the tiny hut tonight, we can taste test them all.
Yeah.
So,
Sedge kept them all. They're gone.
Ah, shit.
you know what? Yeah. So as you guys kind of hunker down, the hut does protect you from the atmosphere and the environment that is the choke. So therefore, you will get a relatively good rest in here. However, as sounds and other cues do manage to make their way kind of through the dome at portions of the night, you do hear multiple times throughout the evening, and you guys all, by all means, interrupt me if you guys have any discussions before we transition to nighttime.
As soon as we get in and the things up, I have calming herbs that I can
Okay.
smoke, and I will smoke some. And
Was that the
I'll start
Sedge
doing them.
gift?
No, I have my little herb pouch.
Actually, real quick, who has the hedge
Tobacco,
crafters?
calming herbs, and some of those mushrooms that make your senses the other senses.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Who has the
I
hedge
don't know.
crafters kit? Does Dragnar still have it, maybe?
That was one of the ones he left with you guys.
Oh, so who's got it?
Not this rabbit.
I mean, I wouldn't let anything get left behind, so I do then, I guess.
I'm looking on Ben's sheet to see if I see it there, because he might have given it to himself.
I definitely didn't claim it, but I agree it would not have been left behind.
Okay. The reason I ask is
So
because I do have like the very remnant. Like I have an empty fire resistance potion vial, but it's like got residue potentially. Although it's been a while, so it maybe isn't the residue doesn't work anymore. But it could be helpful for something for while we're
Can you
here.
fit? Is it big enough to fit 4 daggers?
The vial
Yep.
of potion.
Yeah.
No.
That's hot sauce.
Oh.
I get you. So as we,
Sorry,
okay,
I'd have one small thing.
yeah, go ahead.
Um, there's a little bit of like climate control inside of the tiny hut. I would just want to do like a precipitation to see if he still gets it burning. To see whether it's the temperature or like the magic outside that's
Okay,
harming us.
I understand. So I have to stress, it's not, okay, so maybe I'm pointing the wrong picture. The atmosphere itself is not burning hot. It's not like you're in, I'm calling it a hellscape, not because it's like hell fire,
It's just
because it's
barren.
not hospitable. Yeah, it's barren, it's not hospitable to life.
Mhm.
The burning is like, it's in the back of your throat. It feels like, when you have like bronchitis and it hurts. Anytime you're trying to complete something verbally, it's like it's being attacked. So
So
in
even
here,
non-spells, even just like sentences.
uh,
Okay, more specifically.
more specifically, the mechanic is that when you're using something that requires verbal, it hurts. I'm not going to
Mhm.
do it like when you're talking, it's uncomfortable, but you're not straining yourself to do something.
Mhm.
So the only one that's not suffering from this, as far as you guys know, is Cielo.
Gotcha. Okay, then yeah, I was just kind of experimenting
That's fine.
because he failed all his Arcana checks. Just like,
Right when you're
Yes.
thinking about it, he's gonna take off his mouth guard and be like, "Man, this thing worked pretty good."
you get the right idea with that thing. Dang.
Ben would say, so what next?
I mean, right now we're just getting the fuck out of here.
Could there be easier way?
You got any ideas?
Roll me a wisdom check for Ben.
Okay, just a proficiency or no?
Yeah, because he's He's proficient in enough wisdom-based things. He can
Yep.
use his proficiency.
27 total.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, that's really good. Okay.
I rolled a 17.
Yeah. Um,
Ben cracks a beer
or
and starts talking.
yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I gotta have to speak broken Ben. You know what I mean? Because we
Yep,
gotta link.
yep.
Walking out too dangerous. Maybe way out is with, and then I think Davis has the marble.
Yeah.
Is with ball. How we know what wrong with ball?
I'll just hand it to Rock. Be like, this is kind of your deal, or Al, one of you guys.
Nah. Yeah, I'll grab it, look at it, turn it over, see if I can. Yeah, what can I do?
Investigate. So
Oh, I'm gonna cast light on it just
okay.
to see how it absorbs magic.
No, it reacts to. I mean, you're able to use it. It's an object. It begins to glow, like the light spell.
Okay, I'm just gonna study it then. It's like, hey, like work thing. I'm magic, you're magic. Let's make this work. Also, I'm gonna take the key that I have out because I'm the Hexa dragon. Done. Whatever.
Hex of Dragonlight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Completely wrong, but I like it. Hex of Dragonlight.
That thing. Yeah. So I'll see if it has a key at all because it's got runes and stuff on it, and
So yeah. So as you pull out the key and the lights will. Anyone else doing anything to while Rock is studying? Because Ben's going to be guiding you. He's going to be focusing and just
Yep.
trying to help you figure out what to do.
Al will throw in a bardic inspiration on that one. He's like, I couldn't figure it out, but you seem to pick up on these things so fast.
Unfortunately, Ben's out of slot. Oh wait, he can still ritual cast legend lore on that thing. Oh, but does he? I don't know if he has the strips that, or no, he doesn't have the incense. Or I don't know if he has the incense or not to do it because it
Hold on a
costs.
sec. Hold on a sec.
He claimed to have the stuff last session. He claimed to have the stuff last session so that he could have figured out what something was previously.
But I think he used. Did he not use it? I thought he might have.
Oh, I never had to do a legend lore dump.
Oh.
Yeah, I was ready for it, but he never used it. So
If he thinks this is the
he-
way out of here, then and if you don't think it's a bad idea, then I would say he might consider legend lowering this thing to see if how we can figure it out.
Okay. So Rock is doing Arcana, Al is Bardicking, and he will guidance Rock as well.
Yep.
And then he will wait for the result of that and then transition to a legend lore
Sure.
if needed. Got it. Anyone else doing anything before we get into this part, and then we'll take a break. Groovy. Cool. So, yeah, go ahead and roll me your Arcana check with a D4, a D10. Yeah.
That's me.
I believe you're the one that's trying to.
Okay, who's lucky today?
You are.
And the D4, so that's definitely you. And the D10 is you. All right. Oh, that's really good. That's a good start. Okay.
Now a D4 and then a D10.
Oh, and that's really good too.
Watch it
Oh,
be like
and
a
that's
40.
not. They're not terrible.
83.
So
He can get over a 40 if he rolls decently.
Yep.
wait,
Wait.
41.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not a
Okay.
natural 20, but
Well, just so you
Grr.
can check my math if you want, but 18 plus 14 plus 3 plus 6.
9 plus 14, 20, 33. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
So, yeah, I think that's the first 40 of the campaign. Yeah. think that's verse 40. Okay,
Might
cool.
be.
Boom shakalaka.
Teamwork, because everybody helping. Okay. Uh, it's still gonna take you a little bit of time and research and focus while your friends, do what they are doing. This is not a thing that you do quickly, but it comes to you a lot faster. And by a lot faster, I mean in the span of a few hours rather than the entirety of the evening or even failure. And it actually, it's odd because as you're taking the time to study this, and I will jump to what your result is because it's going to take you time to get to it. And I want to see if anyone's doing anything. You have something on your person similar to this. And that's what you use to help you study. Do you know what I'm talking
I have something in my person similar to
You-
a marble.
about? Yes.
Is it your
Similar to a magic.
cleric focus? No.
No. You got it from another mage's tower.
See, I'm looking through my inventory, but
It's
A
one of the items
lich's
that
tower.
you are to. Yes. It's your broken engine.
oh, I didn't even think of that. I would have looked forever.
They are both
That all of a
spiritual.
sudden like really makes sense though.
Literally the second
Yeah.
item on your, on your inventory sheet.
Yeah, I like skipped over that though. I'm like,
Yeah, it's called a broken engine because it doesn't have a better name for it, right? An engine doesn't mean it's a mechanical thing. It's an engine. It's a driving force. And that thing was a driving force on causing the influence of the necromancer driving out as she was corrupting it and using it. This thing is part and parcel akin to that. And it takes you a while, and then as you're sitting there and your engine is doing its floaty thing around your staff and around your head and go back to the staff, it hits you. And that's where we'll take a pause from your Arcana check to see if anyone's doing anything. Because it's going to take Rock about 2 or 3 hours to figure this out. So, as Rock is studying the sphere, you guys are, again, relatively feeling confident and safe thanks to Cielo's excellent ability to find you guys' hidey hole in the crags. Al put up a wonderful little hut for you guys. Anyone else doing anything or discussing anything or talking about anything?
I think since Al had nightmares the night before, he'd probably only stick around and help out for like half an hour, and then he'd probably try to
Okay.
head
Get
to
some
bed
rest.
earlier. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Good
Davis
thing
is
you went to
just
go pee.
marveling at what the hell Rock's doing.
Gotcha. All right, Karos, anything from you? Cielo, anything from you, sir?
What's Karos doing?
Oh,
Or Cielo. Kyle is specifically quiet this
don't-
evening. He's like,
I don't know what Karos would be doing other than maybe keeping watch or something. Kind of
Gotcha.
in teleporty lands that he's not too familiar with beyond our previous experience, so I don't know that there's anything in particular.
Yeah, that's fair. I will give you a bone here, because you were part of the crew that came to the choke originally.
Yeah,
Go ahead
sounds
and go ahead and give me a history check.
a historical check.
It's kind of like your character's recent history, because it's still, for all intents and purposes, relatively recent. You've been
Sure,
here.
sure. All right, historical.
And just tell me the result, because I am in the kitchen real quick.
It's Nirvana crit.
Oh shit! Oh really? Okay.
So 30.
Oh shit! Nice, 30. All right. Well, that was unexpected. All right. So feeling a little out of sorts and not being able to contribute fully to like them understanding what's going on here, Karos. You're kind of more relying on your past experiences here and things that you've witnessed the last time you approached the choke. And you recall, and this is kind of meta-eing, but what you guys had seen and come across previously. You did come across the corpse of the yak that had the very fancy blankets over it, and you did pull up a couple of potions, some vellum notes, a ring that Davis now uses that happens to be where he stores his armor, and the specific message from the vellum rings true, and you kind of have this recollection of it, and it was to this individual. It was addressed to Knight Davos. Venture to the choking mountain. Atop it, the Hound Master waits. Confirm that the tale is true. Do what you can to seal the gate. Signed, the headmaster. As you're kind of recalling on what you'd seen, I don't know where you guys put the potions, but I will say that you guys have them in the bag of holding because I know you guys didn't get rid of them. You remember about the couple of potions that you found. You know about the ring, so you know about the equipment that you found. And then this Knight Davos guy, and you're kind of racking your brain. You never heard a tale of him before you ran out, but you never also heard a tale like of maybe his triumph and his successes. So maybe this guy never accomplished what he was set out to do. And from what you gather, if he was sent here to seal a gate, that gate might be something of importance. That might be what's bringing the choke in, perhaps. And that might be relevant to the whole situation here. That might be a way to, without your total grasp and understanding of the arcane, but based on what your friends are saying, that might be a way to make it that you guys could actually leave magically, because maybe it'll suppress the choke? Question? Air quotes.
When you say that, or when I think that,
Yes.
am I referring to? So I listened to the thing, but I had it on fast while I was working.
Yeah.
So I got the gist of the pseudopod, getting into the portal, and then confronting. But so when we went through that portal closed,
Yes.
I wouldn't think, because I know where we came from to get to that location, that is a portal in question, right? Like, obviously where we were coming from was nothing like the choke, so it's not that I see a similarity or a connection between where we teleported to, which is probably somewhere deep in the center, but that it's just that there was some link that allowed us to get there.
So if I understand what your question is, so you're smart enough. I would say Cars is smart enough, not to be insulting to you, so Kyle, but Cars is smart enough to realize that the nexus that you guys were in was directly connected to where you guys went. So therefore, you must have been part of the same network. So, sculpted demiplane to wherever you ended up were connected and purposely connected. So that is the same network. So yeah, the person
but not
that
a cause for the choke, because it wouldn't make sense that there's nothing spilling out in the area we were in.
Exactly. Now, this may have been because of who the individual was that set up the sculpted dimension. Perhaps he set up something in this area to try to understand what was going on, or maybe he even caused what is going on. Who knows? But that is, you're fairly confident, and I'll say DM will tell you, it is separate from this gate. This was not a gate that you went through. You went through a teleportation circle.
Okay. And there was no Houndmaster, right?
And there was
that's
no
what I was
Houndmaster.
going to say.
There's
Is like,
plenty of
did I
hounds.
think that the giant hound was the master of the hounds, or be more
No.
of a
You just think it was more like if it's anything like your standard K9 pecking order, I know it's different. Then no, it's just probably an alpha for whatever that pack was. That did not sense. When you hear the term Houndmaster, you thinking of a guy directing a pack of hounds.
Okay.
So, with that, anything from Cielo? Or we'll start if you want to share anything, of course.
I don't know if Shakaris would share any of that, but I think what I was gonna leave
With
off with
you?
was the yeah, with me. The scaling thimble, until he's needed for watch, he's just gonna say, "Just get me when you need me," and he's just gonna take out the scaling thimble and like use that as a little dome home.
Yeah, tuck in. Just kind of sleep
That's
in the
kind of
thimble.
adorable.
That is
Yeah.
kind of freaking adorable. All right, yeah. You take out this knitting thimble, and then you blow it up to the size of basically a cauldron.
me, I'll be under here.
Just- yeah. Okay. Cool. You're able to rest within the thimble. That's funny.
Like,
That's
we're
insane.
already in a
It's like
dome,
Disney.
and then you're in the dome, in the dome.
Yeah,
You're the
dome
Matryoshka
dome.
doll.
Yeah.
in the
All right.
dimmadome.
Yeah,
In the
Dimsdale,
Dimdome.
Dimmadome.
All right. And with that, as the menagerie kind of hunkers down for the evening, and Rock is trying to come to understand what he has in his possession, I will give you the rundown, and then we will take a break. So, Rock, with your 41, play the horn music. 41, insane. Okay. This object is related to your broken engine. They were created in a similar fashion, and in fact, they are complementary to one another, and they are potentially two of many, air quotes, question mark, shrug. Uh, Details to be determined, but this thing was designed fundamentally to act as a teleportation and dimensional amplifier or conduit, even. It's a relic from the past. It is extremely potent, and it is one of a kind. It's with a 40. It is what allowed you guys to portal into this place. With its last expenditures of energy, it was able to solidify that connection to the Nexus Hub, and that was able to sustain the portal. This thing was put in, this orb was put here in that building as a means to sustain connections to this location. So that means it was brought here when the choke was potentially already out and established, based on like what Karos would have discussed with you guys. So this object pierces restrictions and difficulties in plane shifting, teleportations, and such. It is severely depleted. Again, similarly to how your broken engine was. You've worked on it a little bit and it's kind of come back to sparking. But this thing is on its last legs, essentially. However, with the mutterings from Karos and all that, you're fairly confident that if you could find a raw source of power with enough oomph to it, you might be able to revitalize this thing and not only get you guys out here safely, but also acquire an extremely potent asset for whatever might be in the future for you guys. The mentioning of the gate, a gate to be open and sustained for so long, definitely is probably that thing that is powerful enough to give this thing a kickstart. So maybe you guys can follow in Knight Davos's footsteps and see what happens and get you out. And I will actually give you the identity. I'll say that you managed to identify this thing in the process. You're not able to use it until you fix it, but I will link you the item, and you reveal its name. His name is Telly, T-L-T-E-L-E, because tele means distant. Requires attunement by a spellcaster, unless you have another relic of the Hendecolite. Oh shit, this stuff has been in the story for so long, you guys didn't know. Found amongst the ruins of an area known as the Choke. There's a vortex pattern agate-like sphere. Is easily mistakable for a marble, allows the spellcaster to manipulate teleportation and place shifting magics to an extraordinary degree. While the relic is on your person, you gain a bonus to initiative equal to the number of spells you have prepared that allow for teleportation, dimensional travel, plane shifting, or other spells of a similar type as the DM's discretion. Furthermore,
Does that
when
count?
you
Does that count things like Misty Step, Vortex Warp, and Scatter?
yes, all those things, yes, absolutely. But again, this thing is dormant right now. Don't
Right.
have it. Furthermore, when you teleport, jaunt dimensions, plane shift, or other similar means of teleportation as to the DM's discretion, yourself or other creatures, you can warp the energies around them to either protect or cause harm. The 2 bullet points. Abrupt jaunt. A creature teleported by you. Right. A creature teleported by you. Oh, well, I need to fix the wording on that. Suffers disadvantage on all ability checks, saving throws, and attack rolls until the end of their next turn. Tele Shield. A creature teleported by you gains temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier plus the spell's level. Lastly, the Tele acts as a dimensional anchor. Over the course of an hour, which can be done during a periods of rest, the attuned can anchor themselves to their current plane of existence or demiplane. They treat the environment of the chosen plane as native for the purpose of overcoming negative environmental effects. Any attempt to remove the creature from said plane fails unless the creature is willing.
Damn.
Yeah, you found Telly. Telly has been here the whole time. You guys just never went into the choke. So,
Excellent. And
I will
you said that if you have another object as a broken staff counts as
the broken engine. You now have come to also realize the broken engine is one of others that are part of this collection of spheres. So I will update the broken engine to have the same requirement. Yes, it is. So you have now 2 warps.
Al, I stole your marble.
I couldn't figure it out.
His mistake was giving it to me.
Trusted you. At least I got the bag back, right? Right.
Did you?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'll give it back.
And then I posted it, and go ahead and click on it because it has a very cool picture of what this thing looks like. I was very stoked when I found this. I was like, this is perfect.
Oh, dude, that's nice.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's real. It's a custom marble that someone made.
Damn.
Oh wow, that's cool.
All right. So yeah, you have a dormant Telly, and it actually has a name. So that is its name. Yeah. So to reiterate before we go to break, that might be your ticket out of here, and you might be able to get a powerful enough source to recharge it to allow it to pierce the choke and get you guys out. However, that might require you following the footsteps of
Night Davos.
Night Davos. And that is where we will take a break.